Philosopher, historian, journalist. His works have had an impact on economics, political science, and sociology alike. But Karl Marx is most commonly associated with his vision for justice and inspiring revolution. Hello everyone, this channel is The Sniff and I'm Vrishnika Singh talking to you on the birth anniversary of Karl Marx, here to share some lesser known facts about him. Marx was born as a grandchild to Orthodox Jew rabbis on both sides. His father later converted to Christianity to avoid prejudice. Yet, religion did not play any major role in shaping his ideology. Marx is a historically influential figure today, but during his lifetime, he did not see much success. And this stressed his relationship with his family. In fact, Marx did not attend his father's funeral. When Heinrich Marx died of tuberculosis in May of 1938, Karl did not make the journey back home to Berlin. Marx had a notorious side too. During his time in the University of Bonn, he participated in all kinds of regular student activities, including participating in a duel. He even spent a day in jail because of drunkenness and disorderly behavior. Marx kept getting banned from country. The trend started in Prussia in 1943 when Tsar Nicholas I asked the government to ban Marx's newspaper. This caused Marx to become the co-editor of a radical left newspaper in Paris, and he moved to France. In 1845, the French government shut down his new periodical, Vorwärts, and expelled Marx. He then went to Belgium, but the authorities arrested him in 1848 on the allegation that he spent a third of his inheritance arming workers. He then fled back to France under a new government, only to go back to Prussia to launch a new newspaper. The government there suppressed the newspaper and ordered Marx to leave in May of 1949. He again went to France, but the Parisian government sent him packing. So he sought refuge in London, where he died a stateless person. Marx was plagued with bad health. He called his health problems as the wretchedness of existence. According to his biographer, Werner Blumenberg, Marx suffered from headaches, insomnia, eye inflammation, joint pains, liver and gallbladder problems, and depressive symptoms. The pain was most likely exacerbated by Marx's bad habits, working late nights, eating liver-taxing foods, smoking and drinking excessively. And let's not forget the weak chest that kept him from serving in the military at 18, which may have been caused by pleurisy, an inflammatory condition of the chest and thorax. This was the disease that killed him at the age of 64. Even though Marx critiqued the capitalist system, he was well known to be associated with many with a lot of capital, whom he borrowed from time to time as he lived in abject poverty. Marx's father, Heinrich, was a successful lawyer. His mother belonged to a family of Dutch industrialists who later went on to establish the Philips Electronics Company. While in exile in London, he often relied on loans from his rich uncle, who later went on to establish a tobacco company. In 1843, he got married to Jenny von Westphalen, who is the daughter of a high-ranking Prussian noble. Friedrich Engels, his lifelong friend with whom he wrote the Communist Manifesto, was an industrialist by family tie. Engels regularly gave money to a struggling Marx for his family to live on. The well-off industrialist reaped the benefits of his workers' product while supporting Marx, who championed a system which would overthrow his own power. In a letter on his 50th birthday to Engels, he recalled his mother's words, "If only Karl made capital instead of writing about it." Marx's love poems and novels were only published posthumously. Marx penned several love poems to Jenny, a play set in the mountain town of Italy, and a satirical novel called Scorpion and Felix. None of his fiction work actually saw the light of the day during his lifetime, and Scorpion and Felix only survived in fragments. But all his work was published posthumously in a 50-volume set called Marx and Engels Collected Works. Marx's publications sold extremely well. The Manifesto of the Communist Party, with around 500 million copies sold, is one of the 4 best-selling books of all time. Both the Manifesto and Das Kapital are UNESCO World Heritage documents. Yet, a fellow communist once tried to kill Marx for being insufficiently radical. Marx is well known for many of his famous quotes, like "Religion is the opiate of the masses," or that workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains, that you may have likely heard. But he had many other keen observations, like the production of too many useful things results in too many useless people, or that history repeats itself. First is tragedy, second is farce. You may be inspired by him, or think that he inspires evil, but you cannot deny the influence that he has on the world we live in. Hope you found these facts interesting. Do let me know in the comments if you did. This has been The Sniff.